Oh, Lena? Oh, Elena. It's coming up, Elena. You better come up here. Wow, we have some energy today. I want you to keep that energy. Put your hands together for the athletics department. They have a great announcement right here, right now.
All right, good morning, everybody. I'm Erwin, for those of you who do not know. I work in the athletic department. I'm the athletic coordinator. And I just wanted to make sure everybody knew, first of all, congratulations to the lower school boys basketball team for finishing up their season and did a great job this year. Good. And also just a round of applause to Jonathan, who I don't know, is he here today? Round of applause for how So as Jessica said, we do have an announcement. Coming up, when we come back from spring break, it's going to be the start for lower school soccer season. And that, again, that's for 4th and 5th graders. And practices will be Monday and Wednesday, and we're scheduling most of the games to be Monday and Wednesday as well, so it doesn't conflict with Broadway bound. So if you're doing that, you're able to do both. So if you can and are interested, please let us know. Leading the team this year will be Morgan Thomas, who is also the head coach of our middle school team. So if you play in the middle school, you'll be playing for him as well. He's also works in the upper school spectrum program. And leading him will be Jonathan as well. So it's going to be a fun season, and if you're interested and you haven't let us know that you're interested, please email us at athletics@newroads.org. Also, if you have any questions, just email us there. So thank you very much, guys, and we hope to see you out there.
Okay, up next, we have a very short video that was a stop-motion animation, and we have some of the creators that are going to talk about it afterwards. After that, we are having a very special music assembly, so stay tuned. Without further ado, maybe we can dim the lights. These are the kindergartners.
The Brachiosaurus is 82 feet and 42 feet tall. His name means lizard. T-Rex eye is as big as a softball. T-Rex used to live in the forest in the western North America and in Mongolia. Argentinosaurus. This dinosaur weighs as much as 10 African elephants. Argentinosaurus ate plants and leaves. That's why they have flat teeth. Spinosaurus. Spinosaurus is the biggest carnivorous dinosaur, larger than the Tyrannosaurus and the Gigantosaurus, and they're pretty big. Ultrasaurus, it weighed more than this, and also its neck had way more than 15 movements. Anchiornis, its wings and feet were covered in feathers. In 2010, paleontologists figured out the color of its feathers. They were black, gray, and red. Sinosauropteryx, nickname is Chinese ring lizard. This dinosaur only measures 27 inches, including a very long tail. Gigantosaurus still flew up on 2 legs, but is unsure whether fast or slow. Gigantosaurus is very slow. It does have a very fluid side. They have a lot of things in common with the T-Rex. Microraptors are one of the smallest dinosaurs. Microraptors lived in China. Sauropelta, it had really thick skin so that other dinosaurs don't bite into it. They used to live in North America, and fossils have been found in Wyoming and Montana.
Jennifer Arthur up to talk about the process they went through in creating the film you just watched. Welcome.
Hi, we're 8th graders in the middle school. We're in the animation class. As you can see, this is a very small amount of people that are actually in our class, but because people chose to show up. When we did this animation, it was kind of a surprise that we had the kindergartners joining us. So it was pretty cool. We helped them out. When we did the animation, it was stop motion. We had to get the backgrounds up, and we had to put them up, and then we had to get like sticks and stones from outside to make it look like an actual dinosaur area. And they come up, bring their dinosaurs, and do them step by step, stop motion. And
it's very fun. The kindergartners are very resourceful. I love making them with it, and I love making it with them. I feel like the kids enjoyed doing this, and it was very cool to see them do this and to watch the final project.
because we actually didn't get to watch the final one, so looking at it, you're kind of looking at it, and you're like, progress doesn't look that good.
Although I feel one day the kindergartners are going to surpass us.
If they ever do go up to 8th grade and middle school, which is a long ways away, but when you go to middle school, it's really fun. You get these elective sheets, and they have all your hobbies in them. And we chose animation because we love drawing, and we want to see our drawings come to life.
If you like drawing, be resourceful. If you like play or Lego or anything and want to see drawings or figures on the list, then you should totally join animation when you're in middle school.
Does anyone have any questions out there? Girls, maybe one or two?
So in animation, do you like draw things and then you use stop motion or some sort of animation app to like make it move?
Oh yeah, we forgot to talk about the app actually. We can download the stop motion app on our iPads or phones, but we use a camera so that it sits still, because if you like shift around positions, it'll look really weird. So yeah, and we can draw 2D, but if you want to do stop motion with your 2D drawings, you're gonna have to cut it out step by step. But there's another type of animation that you can do on the drawing, but you have to draw like in a different take from the camera.
So are you allowed to use at my house I have a sketch pad. Are you allowed to like bring it to my pad and like make the animation more like yeah, it's awesome. You can bring in a sketch pad, but I would mostly use the drawing of the sketch pad to be based off your animation, because on animation we need to do it on a lot thinner paper so that you can trace over it and make the animation smooth.
You build Legos to make figures.
Yes, we have a lot of people building Legos.
Yeah, we have sometimes the teacher brings in like new play stuff, so we can make little color plays, and sometimes she brings in Legos, and the people who like doing stop motion build up little Lego pieces and use them for our sets or use them for their stop motion.
Where did you go to get your amazing sound effects?
I actually was the one editing the video. I was the one editing the videos in Norwich City, because we're awful with like computer stuff, even though we're in the younger generation. We should be able to do it. I can't. So we have to ask the person actually put it on, which is our teacher. Yeah. Shout out.
So, like, how do you make drawing move?
Well, you would draw the drawing, and then you would take a whiteboard, and the light shines from the drawing, and then you can place another drawing over it, trace over that drawing to move the hand, so that in the end the drawing will do this.
So
Or,
were the dinosaurs drawings, or were they actually living?
They were like figurine plastic model dinosaurs that kindergartners brought in.
we have two kindergartners that printed out a picture of the dinosaur and cut it out, and we basically made that one.
They were play dinosaurs or dinosaurs. They
Like
weren't.
the golden little one.
What was that?
They're like the golden little one.
Mm-hmm.
I know I just ate the picture. Well, if one of them was flying, so even if they had a flying figure, they would have to see your hand.
Yeah, you can't put your hands on the piece of hand. Anything else, you just see like a giant thumb on the side. Just
Kindergartners were very important.
All right, without further ado, I would like to welcome Dr. B. Would you like to introduce what's up?
Sure. Good morning, everybody. I'm Dr. B, and I have some friends with me today who I will introduce in a moment. We're going to play a little kind of a mini concert for you, and we're going to then show you a little bit about our instruments. And hopefully in a few minutes, we'll also have a couple of students from the upper school join us when it's time, when there's period 2 class, when they have a music class, they're going to come up. So I'm going to first just talk about this piece we're going to play. So this is instrumental music. There's no singer, so we don't really call it a song. You could call it a song. But this is called a piece, a musical piece or a composition, and it's called economy band. You know what economy means, anybody?
Second graders do.
Economy? What's economy?
An economy is the state of living, like how a country makes most of their money.
Wow. Wow. So I think for this composition, the economy might have a little different meaning, but that's excellent. If you think of like a big band, like have you ever seen a marching band in a parade, and it'll have like trumpets and trombones and drums and clarinets and flutes and saxophones? Well, we're just like a little band. We're very economical. So it's kind of like we're going to use as little resources as we can to make a band. So we've got a trumpet, which can kind of play higher notes, trombone can play lower notes, and we've got the drums to keep the beat. Okay, so we're going to play a piece called Economy Band. Now it has 3 chapters. I call them chapters, 3 short pieces to make up the whole composition. So one is a march, and you'll be able to kind of feel like 1, 2, 1, 2, that kind of a march feel. And another one has a different kind of account, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5. So each one of those you can kind of try to feel that beat. And then the last one is called a gallop, and it sort of maybe sounds like a circus. It's a little faster. Okay, like maybe horses riding fast, a gallop. Okay, so now here's the thing about this kind of music. You actually don't clap in between the little chapters. Okay, so we stay silent, and then when we're done with our third piece, if you liked it, then you clap. If you really liked it, you can like holler and say, you know, woo woo, stuff like that. And if you really liked it, you can stand up and clap. And that's called a standing ovation. Okay, so you might have gone to concerts before and experienced that. Okay? But for this style of music, generally the custom is just to listen quietly and not talk during the performance. Okay? All right, so this is the economy band. And I will count us off. 1, 2, 1, 2. my friend Misha. He's our trombone player, and he is a part of our New Roads family and community, and he's going to talk a little bit about the trombone for you.
Hello everybody, my name is Misha Lupko, and I started trombone playing when I was almost 10. And so trombone is pretty much bigger but younger brother of the trumpet. And it started for about 500 years. It's pretty old, and it used to be in different shapes and sizes. And this is pretty much modern trombone, which plays in symphony orchestras, and also they have different kinds of instruments. So when I started playing trombone at the age of 10 again, it has a slide, trombone has a slide. So it was so small, it was short, so I couldn't reach all the way, so I started playing similar to trumpet with bells, and then when I grew up a little bit, I started playing in trombone. So trombone has again slide, as you see, that's how you change the notes, and has a mouthpiece, and it has a bell, you could take apart. So, and how we produce the notes, we basically do a little buzzing in mouthpiece. It's funny, isn't it? And then, same principle, we go into trombone. Nice. Yes. And so again, it's a more classical instrument, plays in symphony orchestra, and probably like 200 years old music will be sound like this. And something from the symphony orchestra would be it's different character. So we're gonna play for you one piece of Bernard Bernstein, who was composer, and your parents probably knows him. He probably the most famous for writing music for West Side Story, thank you. And he was conductor of the New York Philharmonic. And usually, again, trombone plays with a group of instruments, but he wrote this piece for trombone, and the only other group will be my tapping with the flute. So here we go.
Wow, it kind of sounded like someone telling a story, right? Okay, let's meet our friend Jim, and he's going to show us a little bit about this drum set.
Hi, Jim. Hi, everybody. Some of you might recognize me. I used to be the technical director of the theater in this building. I started playing drums probably about the same age that Misha started playing trombone. I was really young. The interesting thing about the drum set, so this instrument, we call this like one instrument, but it's made up of a bunch of different instruments, right? There's like the snare drum, tom-toms, bass drum, I can play with my foot, there's a pedal, and the cymbals. And this I can play with my foot too. So I use both feet, both hands. The interesting thing, so the drum set as an instrument is probably one of the newest instruments that we have, aside from synthesizers. Like Misha had said, the trombone is about 500 years old. The drum set is a little less than 100 years old in this configuration. It's probably about 80 years old. So that's pretty young for like an instrument, but all the instruments that make it up are the oldest instruments. Because the percussion instruments are like the first instruments. People would get a stick and, you know, hit a hollowed out log, and it would kind of sound like that, and it would be like, you know, play stuff like that. So it's like really one of the first musical instruments, so it's thousands of years old, but in this configuration it's less than 100 years old and one of the newest instruments. So I just wanted to play a little piece for you. This instrument came about really for the beginning of it was jazz music, so that one person could play the bass drum, cymbals, and the snare drum. So it could be like. So it was kind of like a march, but somebody could like play along and be like. And one guy could do all the bass drum, snare, cymbal, all that kind of stuff. So that was then led to jazz music. And so I'll play a little piece for you that was written for the drum set by a really famous jazz musician, jazz drummer named Max Roach. And this is called Big Sid, and he named it for another really famous jazz drummer. And Max wanted to be sure that this piece was very musical, so it follows a song form. There's AABA, so I'll play the same thing 2 times in a row, then play a slight variation, and then play that part again, and that'll be the end of the song form. You'll be able to hear it, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so it starts out. 2, 1, 2, 3. Back to that, and that was the ending. So, there you go.
Thank you, Jim.
Hi, economy band that we played was written by a composer named David Van Vactor. And he's a composer and he was a teacher in colleges, and he also played the flute. So we'll actually, I think, hear a little bit of flute in a moment. So I'm just going to show you my trumpet, and I've got a couple of little friends here that go with my trumpet. And you remember, just like on the trombone, the trumpet is a brass instrument, and you need a mouthpiece. You buzz your lips. And then you put the buzz into the trumpet, which is kind of like a megaphone. Sometimes you can use things called, to change the sound of the instrument. This is called a mute. Tap that with your finger. Yeah, see, it's pretty light, just like metal, aluminum. If I put it inside, like that, it'll change the sound. Okay, so that's kind of fun. I like that. There's another kind of mute that's fun too. You know what that is? That's a plunger. Yeah, that's a plunger. Make the trumpet talk. Tell you something. And then I'll show you another kind of a trumpet I have, and it was kind of an accident one day. Because the trumpet, like my trumpet was really dirty, and I had to put it in the washing machine to clean it. And then I figured, well, it was really wet, so I put it in the dryer. And then when I took it out of the dryer, unfortunately something happened. And it turned that. Yeah, it really shrunk. So I'm calling this now, this is my piccolo trumpet. Piccolo means little in Italian. I hear something. That's cool. From the distance. So this is a piccolo trumpet, and I didn't really put it in the washing machine. I was just joking. This is a real instrument, and it's meant to play high notes. Higher, and so and it has, this one has 4 valves. Try pushing it out. Okay, yeah, that one's got 4 valves, and it makes a very different sound than that one. There are mutes for piccolo trumpets, and they're a lot smaller. I can try it. This one doesn't belong. Let's see what happens. It doesn't really fit. I'll have to hold it. Wow, that's kind of cute. That's a piccolo trumpet. Okay, so let's keep moving on. And, well, we're going to move on because we've got so many more instrumental friends to meet today. So I would like to introduce another friend of our New Road community. Scott is a music teacher in the upper school. Hi, Scott.
Right, so I'm here to introduce the Woodwind family, and there's more than I have, but these are good ones. These small instruments are fun when you're a smaller person, because it's not good to play an instrument that's maybe 3 times as big as you. That's like maybe 2 times as big. That's the rule. Anyway, flute sounds like this. If you ever tried to make a sound by blowing over a bottle, you actually blow over the top, and it splits the air column, and that makes a sound. So even if I just take the mouthpiece, just my air, and I'm guiding my air so that it gets split in half, and that's what makes the sound. So that's the flute. And then we have the clarinet. Oh, we like the clarinet. So the clarinet is called a woodwind. There's a little reed here, and when you blow, the reed vibrates. Well, that's a nasty sound, huh? But when you put it through this long tube, it has a much prettier sound. And you can play higher. So that's the clarinet. It's like a cylinder. It's like a, see, it doesn't get, it gets big at the end, but it's all the same size. So the saxophone, and the saxophone is sort of the saxophone is kind of in between the woodwinds, like the clarinet and the trumpet, or the trombone. So they combined it, Adolph Sax combined it, is that the right word? He made a cross between the woodwinds and the brass instruments, because you see it's made out of brass. And if you see, it has a different shape. This is just a cylinder, where this gets bigger, the entire part of the instrument. And that makes a different sound. It makes a different, the instrument has a different timbre, kind of like a different color. And let me see if I can play my saxophone today. These are heavier instruments, so you need an extra. So it's louder, right? It's a louder instrument. And these were designed to be playing marching bands outside, so they needed a louder instrument. And it's a little more of a brighter sound. And that's because of the shape of the instrument. As it gets bigger, it starts small and it gets bigger. And just like in a choir, has anybody ever sung in a choir or seen a choir or anything like that? Yeah, okay. So what are the people that sing the highest notes, what are they called? Sopranos. Sopranos, right. Okay, so I have one, but I don't have it. The soprano is the smallest saxophone, and it makes the highest sound. And then the next highest people in the choir are called altos. This is an alto saxophone. So this is the same register pretty much as the altos is singing. And then this is the tenor saxophone, like the tenors in the choir. And there actually is a baritone and a bass saxophone, just like the low voices in a choir. So let me see if I can play a little tenor. And then we're going to play together and maybe talk a little bit about the tenor. So here's the tenor. Oh, I have it. Now, the trick is, because these reeds have to be moist so they vibrate correctly. So here I am standing in front of all you, and I haven't even seen if this makes a good sound today, so I'm a little nervous. You hear how it's a lower sound? Came and played the saxophone for me, and that's when I decided to play the saxophone. And I picked the saxophone because I thought it would be the most challenging one. It has the most keys, because I thought the trumpet would be easy. Now, the truth is, that's not true at all. It's actually maybe harder to play the trombone and the trumpet, but whatever reason you choose to play an instrument, it's really a wonderful thing to do for the rest of your life. And I've been playing saxophone since I was probably 10 or 10 years old or so. Thank you for. I started playing the trumpet when I
I was 8. I played in a school band in 4th grade. That's when I began. So that's a great time to learn. Wait, I'm just really curious. Of all the instruments that you've seen so far, who likes the trombone the best? Who likes the trumpet? Trumpet. Who likes the flute? Who likes the clarinet? Clarinet players. Who likes the alto saxophone? I can play them all. And who likes the tenor saxophone? Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Okay, well,
And
what about the best instrument?
And what about the drums? Who likes the drums? And the piano. And also Kira, who plays the electric bass. Okay, so yeah, one cool thing about, as you saw, Scott plays all these different woodwind instruments, and they do have some similarities, the fingering. So when you learn to play clarinet, it's not so hard, and you also learn how to play saxophone. One of the fun cool things. Okay, so we're going to play a composition now. Now this is different. The economy band, I guess we'd sort of say that was like classical music or band music. Now we're going to play something that's jazz. And now with jazz music, you actually are allowed to clap during the song while we're playing. So if you hear something that you like, especially if someone plays a solo by themselves when the rest of the band is playing, and they're done with their solo, well, you should listen to the solo. But when they're done with the solo, you can clap if you like it. Okay? And then at the end, of course, you can clap as much as you like. So we're going to just quickly pass out a couple books. Get my book. And let's also say hello to Sebastian. He's a 9th grader. You want to just maybe, Sebastian, tell us how many, does anybody know how many keys are on the piano? You guys have seen a piano, right? How many? 80, there are 80-something. Absolutely. 80-something keys. It's good not to know the exact amount. It's better just to try to keep it in mind. 87. 87. Well, let's just listen to Sebastian. 88. It is 88. Sebastian, when did you start playing piano?
I started playing piano when I was 5 or 6 years old, and so I've been playing for a long time, and I'm studying jazz right now. And so the piano works there are all sorts, these keys on the inside, there's a key and it attaches to a hammer, and the hammer hits a string. So this is just as a string instrument as for bass, but also it's a hammer, so it's just as a percussion instrument as the drums. So you can say that you can play the drums, or that you can play the bass. Sorry, not, well, there are bass notes down here, and there are high notes that are played by all the other instruments. So by learning the piano, you can be able to play what any of the instruments can play, and you can play more than one note at once, which is harder on these other instruments.
And how about the bass? Kara, tell us just a little bit about how that works, how that makes it sound.
Basically, there are 4 different strings, as you can see, and they're all different notes. It's actually really similar to the guitar, so they're E, A, D, and G. And the lower strings are thicker than the higher strings, because that makes the same sound. And basically, how you change the pitch is you play on these different frets, and as you go up, the higher the note is. So. And yeah, and you can play several notes at the same time. Sebastian.
Great, thank you. Okay, so with this piece, you're going to be able to have a lot to listen to. And of course, the drum kind of helps you feel the beat, and you can kind of tap your foot with the drums. but it also plays lots of different colors and sounds, so it can kind of play melodies as well. And the bass is lowest, and it sort of feels like your heartbeat, I think. When you hear the bass walking, you're going to kind of feel that pulse, that lowness. And then the three brass instruments, the trumpet, the sax, and the trombone, we're sort of like maybe the speakers. You know, we're going to talk to each other and talk to you, making melodies. And then Sebastian on the piano, he's going to be playing like with lots of fingers, lots of notes at the same time. We call those chords. And he kind of helps us like add more color to the overall sound. Okay? Nice chords, Sebastian. All right, so we're going to play a song that's called Blues in the Closet. And blues is a very American kind of music, invented by African-American musicians many years ago. And this is Blues in the Closet, and I hope you enjoy it. And if you like it, you're allowed to clap after the solo. Okay. Okay, all right. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.